Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video we're going to be breaking down all of the tips, the tricks, the best champions and the essential information in order to defeat Mysterio. Now at first, Mysterio has some very flashy animations, there's a lot going on with the icons as well, and he seems a little bit more intimidating than he actually is, because there are a lot of ways to counter this dude, 4 different ways to be very specific, and there are a lot of champions that are really great options for fighting him if you know how to use him and how his mechanics are functioning. But I really like to refer to Mysterio as a bit of an easier version of Darkhawk. I think once you get into the rhythm of Mysterio with the right champion, he is just a little bit of an easier version of Darkhawk if you remember him from the December event. So he might intimidate you at first, but really Mysterio is a bit of a pushover in comparison to your average monthly uncollected final boss. So let's start off by talking about some of the need to know information about Mysterio and how to counter him. Now let's start off with some of the Mysterio basics. So Mysterio's awakened ability is going to give him 1 chemical gas every 6 seconds. Now this Mysterio has a very annoying node here called toxic behavior. So if he has 3 chemical gas for 8 seconds, then they're automatically converted into a poison debuff on the attacker. So there are 2 ways naturally to deal with this: bring a poison immune champion that isn't a robot, because there is nano plague on here, or bring a champion like Aegon or Nick Fury or Ronin that can shrug off that debuff, or Ghost as well. But there are a couple of other ways to prevent him from gaining chemical gas. Now those 2 ways are kind of tied into his fishbowl passive here. So if you knock him down with a Spider-Verse hero or inflict an armor break debuff, what you're going to do is you're going to crack Mysterio's helmet, and this will disable it for 10 seconds, and while his helmet is disabled, he cannot gain any chemical gas, thus he can't generate, you know, any poison. So I've tested a lot of different mechanics in this fight, but Armor Break is just absolutely insane, because it will also keep on refreshing this helmet crack as well, as long as it's applied. So if you have like a really long one on like Symbiote Spider-Man, or you're getting it off parries like with Corvus, Thor, Captain America, then you just never have to worry about the poison. And there's also an additional node as well. If you crack the helmet, he just has regular power gain, but if he doesn't have the helmet cracked, then he has 50% additional power gain. And that kind of leads into the next point about what makes Mysterio very, very annoying to fight, which are his special attack. Whenever Mysterio uses a special attack, he gains a passive buff lasting for 4 seconds, but depending on the amount of chemical gas, this could go up to 7 seconds. So Armor Break again is very valuable because these effects suck, and it's very good if you can have them at the minimal duration. However, the special one is probably the most lethal out of the 2 because it gives him reflection gas for 4 seconds. So basically it stores up all incoming damage, and at the end of it, you're going to take 70% of the damage taken, and Mysterio is going to immediately regenerate all of that damage back. So you're basically going to get wrecked if you hit in while that kind of damage back is active. So as soon as he uses the special one, you've got to wait for the passive to expire before you start hitting into him again. So that's very, very important there. Then we got the special 2, which is Illusion Gas. So this is going to give you a passive power drain debuff. It's a little bit annoying, man, because even if it doesn't hit, you still get the power drain, so your power is going to be constantly sapped. So use it when you can in this fight, and this is really the one you want to bait out because it's got the fairly small power drain, and also for 4 to 7 seconds while active, you have a 25% chance to miss Mysterio. So make sure you don't immediately go in after the special 2, because if you try to punish, you got 1 in 4 chance to immediately get wrecked. Instead, you want to play a little bit defensive, parry, do like 3 combos if you're feeling fairly risky, or 2 combos if you want to be safe. So, parry like 2 hits, parry 2 hits, and then the gas is gone. So that's kind of the most efficient way to deal with that one. So it's like a little bit of an easier version of Darkhawk because it's like a lot less in terms of the phase duration. Again, it's only going to be 4 to 7 seconds, so it's not going to be a very, very long time there. Just take it slow, make sure you only attack into him in this phase while he is invisible, and again, it's going to be gone very, very quickly. But especially with Mysterio's power gain, if you're not cracking the helmet, you are going to see a lot of special 2s, and this one, in my opinion, is just the one to bait out, man. It's much, much easier to deal with. So yeah, special attack 2 is the way to go, and once you understand that, man. He's pretty straightforward. Now, to recap the core counters and top champions. So the core counters, Armor Break, in my opinion, is the most effective. Poison Immune, non-robot champions are also really, really good for this one. Spider-Verse heroes that can knock down Mysterio work really, really well. Also Shrug Off, so champions like, again, Aegon, Nick Fury, and a few others. So when it comes to some of the top counters, you got Corvus, you know, you've got an Armor Break on parry there. Hyperion, you've got Armor Break on special 2 and also poison immunity. Medusa, Armor Break and poison immunity. Cull Obsidian, you've got one of the strongest armor breaks in game. Captain Marvel movie, poison immune and spam armor breaks. Aegon for Shrug Off. Blade, you can gain loads of power for 95% poison resistance. So, you know, you have plenty of time to actually build up to full power there. But you maybe want to, like, bait out a load of special ones if you are going to go down this route of gameplay. So, yeah, it's potentially possible with Blade there. Also, we have Nick Fury, so knockdown, shrug off, also can't miss with 5+ tactical charges, so you can punish the special too with Nick Fury. Ghost, you could phase the poison. Captain America Infinity War, there are two ways. You can go Cosmic Synergy for the armor break or the skill synergy for shrug off. Venom, you can use a heavy attack to break. Stark Spidey, heavy attack to break as well. OG Thor, parries are just absolute bliss, man. He's such a good counter to this fight. She-Hulk is poison immune, but she's not going to work as well just because you can't quickly bait out a lot of special attacks because they're quite long, so you might lose your Furies there. Gladiator Hulk, poison immune. Mephisto, poison immune. Ronin, you could shrug off the poison with a cleverly timed kind of dash back on the 2 combo. Iron Man Infinity War, you do have the armor break via the heavy, and also, is it special 2, I believe? So yeah, Iron Man Infinity War can work quite nicely. Red Hulk, poison immune. Spider-Gwen to knock him down. Symbiote Spider-Man is awesome for this fight because you can heavy attack and then crack the fishbowl for 80 seconds. So yeah, he works really, really well. Do take a bit of block damage on him, man, but you can just completely remove the fishbowl. Annihilus has a lot of spam armor breaks and also the class advantage. And Hulk is a solid poison immune. So there's probably a few really good champions that I've missed off this list, but these are all the ones off the top of my head, kind of looking at the tier list today. So yeah, there's just a lot of options, man. Again, any of the really any champion with one of the core counters is going to work for you, so just kind of work around those core counters and figure out who's going to be best to take with your roster. Now that I've blabbered on long enough, let's have a bit of a look at the Venom versus Mysterio matchup. So on Venom, you have the ability to apply an armor break with a heavy attack. So you can see we've cracked the fishbowl right at the start, and you'll see when the fishbowl comes to refresh there, it's going to crack again just due to the fact that the armor break is up. So yeah, Venom's 11-second armor break has some really, really good value because it's actually always going to break the fishbowl for at least 20 seconds. I found sometimes Mysterio is a little bit tricky to bait out as special too because he just doesn't really want to throw it. However, it's really easy to dodge. You literally just need to get back. Don't worry about kind of rushing back in, because as soon as he gets like that purple portrait debuff, that means your attacks have a 25% chance to miss. So you only want to attack into him while he is stunned with the parry. So he fires off that. We go for a heavy attack just because Venom's heavy attack is actually quite quick. Longer heavy attacks are not good to use against that one just because there is the risk that, you know, he's gonna like miss at the end of it when he's not stunned and then immediately counter back into you. But Venom's one is, you know, relatively safe if you do get it off quite quickly. So yeah, with 40 hits in, Venom is absolutely tearing apart this Mysterio. We've got another phase with the 25% chance to miss, and you can see while you have an armor break active and you're constantly cracking the fishbowl, like there's just absolutely no duration on it. Being 4 seconds there, it fades very, very quickly, so it's really straightforward to deal with. We retaliate with a nice little special 2 there. And really, the rhythm of the fight that I've found the best for Mysterio with pretty much all of my champions is just getting him to the special 2, baiting it out, rinse and repeating. And I do believe, in my experience so far, champions that can armor break just make this fight really the easiest. Like, Venom's so good. You saw some of the OG Thor gameplay at the start of the video, but there are a tremendous amount of champions in this game that can armor break as well. I'm sure from somebody we'll be seeing a very interesting Iron Fist takedown. and there are probably even more armor break champions that I'm forgetting about off the top of my head. I imagine like Kamala Khan with the Captain Marvel synergy, because you can get an armor break there as well. It's also going to be used. You can see it just, you know, takes away all of the challenge of this fight and just makes it really, really straightforward to deal with. All you need to really worry about is that 4-second period of potential miss after the special 2, and it's pretty easy game, easy life. However, we did miss there, so it is a little bit risky again to use heavy attacks while he does have the miss active. He's got the special 1 damage back active, that little strike back icon there, the purple one. So if we attacked in, we would have got absolutely smacked. But yeah, a really nice little takedown from Venom there. Next up, we got Captain Marvel against Mysterio, and this is a really good matchup just because of our spam armor breaks. You pretty much have 100% uptime on the armor breaks, and you can deal some really, really good damage. And even if he does somehow get 3 chemical gas, it doesn't matter because you are immune to poison. So yeah, this is a really cool little matchup here. However, you are going to see a bit of an epic fail toward the end. Now for this, we're taking it slow, man. Just a couple of hits in while he has the illusion gas active. Next up, I think he does throw a special 1 fairly aggressively here, so we go ahead and dodge that. You can block the beam and then kind of just dodge the last part. It does take a little bit of practice, but it doesn't really matter. The block damage isn't too huge on that. Making sure, obviously, not to attack him while the strike back was active. And then here we go for a little bit of a ballsy play. I'm like, you know, we're going to be able to finish this off, man. We just need like a few lucky crits, and nothing crits at all, man. Literally, we get absolutely no crits here. And I got so robbed, man. So robbed on that special attack. So we got him to 1%, and then we died, ladies and gentlemen. We died from a special 3. So yeah, we just got robbed by some really bad RNG there on Captain Marvel. But hey, we get to see a super fun special 3 animation, so that's a pretty good time, mate. Then I just want to showcase Spider-Man Symbiote Rank 3 versus Mysterio. This is an absolutely phenomenal matchup just because of the 80-second armor break. So yeah, once you apply that, man, you just don't need to worry about anything for 80 seconds. But if you do get the opportunity, you should probably throw more. I think I should have thrown a little bit more heavy attacks anytime that I got a parry on this lad. But I think one of the problems that Symbiote Spider-Man had is, you know, he doesn't really have that much block proficiency. So we are getting a little bit nuked down, man. A little bit nuked down here. And I did have something really weird happen in this matchup, which you're about to see. And I don't really know what to make of this, man. So I was trying to bait out a special 2. I'm completely open, and he's just dashing at me, throwing a heavy attack, and he just keeps on repeating this. I'm not blocking at all. I'm not giving like any signal that he should be using a heavy, but he literally used like 5 or 6 in a row, got me to the corner. I take a load of block damage, so I'm like, oh great, what a fantastic time there. Just trying to push him back a little bit, wrangle this fight back. But still, even with that very weird interaction, Symbiote Spider-Man is still awesome, man. If we could get to like another special 2 as well for the guaranteed crit on that, that'd be a great time. A nice little full dodge of the special 1 there. Again, we don't want to attack while he has the reflection passive. So yeah, Spider-Man Symbiote could be quite an interesting counter. Then finally, I just wanted to showcase a little finish with Captain America Infinity War. Again, Cap is so good because you can like double layer your counter here, have a skill and cosmic champion in the team if he's awakened, and then you're applying armor breaks. You got the chance to shrug off the poison. You know, it's winner winner chicken dinner. So really straightforward fight. Not attacking while the special 1 reflect is up, and then just throwing some heavy attacks, man. Getting some sick damage in there. You can get a lot of damage off the special 2 and special 3 in this one. But yeah, just a nice little finish off there with Captain America Infinity War, who is just a fantastic option, man. And to revisit some of the gameplay at the beginning, we also have OG Thor. Works an absolute treat. The 4-star just puts in so much work in this fight. So yeah, a really, really good counter as well. But so is Corvus. Anybody that can, you know, regularly armor break just absolutely nukes this lad. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you did enjoy today's breakdown on Mysterio. If you did, please do smash that like button. And also, if you found this video helpful, please do share it with your Alliance members as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.